Hello everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and yes, it's another plant haul video, okay? I just put up a plant haul showing you what I bought in Las Vegas and a couple of other plants I had recently purchased. But I found more, okay? I found some more plants and I want to show them to you. So I had went to Osuna Nursery just to browse, and I actually went to buy soil and I forgot the soil. Didn't find any plants either. And then I stopped at the grocery store on the way home and I found this. They had some cute little plants up front, and I don't know what this is. It looks like an Alocasia cuprea, like the same leaf shape, but not the same color. So I don't know what it is. If you do, let me know, because of course it's just labeled as assorted foliage, and it is from Live Trends or Urban Jungle. Are those the same company? I don't know, because the tag says Live Trends, but then the tag says Urban Jungle. Either way, it just says Alocasia without a name, and this was $6.99. And it's so cute. I had to have it. Like, look at this leaf shape. Ugh, had to have it. And it's just cute. Like, I don't know. I needed it. I needed it, okay? I needed it. And then I was looking around the other plants they have, and I found a Philodendron painted lady. And I know what you're thinking. Didn't you already have one of those? And yes, I had one at one time. It was a small one. I paid like $25 for it. It's no longer with us. It was one of those plants that just never, like, it never perked up. It just always looked wilted no matter if I watered it or not. And then it just eventually had something crawling out of it that's not crawling on the table. Anyway, it eventually just became a plant I hated and I got rid of it. But then I saw this big one, and I've kind of seen these big ones floating around here and there, and they don't interest me. But the reason that this one interested me is because it was mispriced. It was $5.99. And the store that I was at Albertsons, they do these custom creations, and it's just like, I go there all the time. So I see the plants that are there all the time. And usually, like, after the end of the week or the 10 days, 2 weeks later, the plants that haven't really sold, they'll kind of put them together in one pot and like make a little mixed arrangement, and they call it the custom creation, and they put a price tag on it. So this was labeled as $5.99. So I was like, well, ain't that my favorite plant all of a sudden? Yes, it is. All the other ones they had were $19.99, and of course I got this one for $5.99. I was worried it wasn't going to ring up at the register, but it did. And this is a Costa Farms one in their self-watering container. And I love it. I love it even more because it was only $5.99. But it's a pretty cool plant. I'm hoping this one will do better for me. Maybe because it's bigger, it's more established. It will, I don't know, just be better. And speaking of buying a bigger and better, more established plant, we have here the Pothos Jina variety. And I know what you're also thinking. Didn't you already have two of those? And yes, I had two of them, but it was the finickiest plant ever. And I found that so weird for a pothos. Like, it was so finicky. It would just die and die and die. It didn't like anything. It didn't want to be in my house. It hated me. It hated everything. So what did I do? I bought a full-size big one. I wasn't looking for this. I was actually looking for this, and I found it. I'll show it to you in a sec. But as I was browsing around, they had some beautiful hanging basket pothos, and I saw this one. I was like, what is that? And it was labeled jessina. And the jessina is a little different than your average pothos because it has this beautiful variegation on it. I hope it's coming across on camera. I had to turn on a light right here because it was kind of dim. But I think you can kind of see it, right? It's a beautiful, big hanging basket. It's full and lush and lovely. And the reason I felt good buying this giant one, even though I had two smaller ones that perished, is because it's bigger. It's bigger and more established, and I feel like it will do better for me. And I felt the same way about the Marble Queen pothos that I also had a really small one of that struggled and struggled and struggled, and I could just never get the hang of it. But then once I bought a really big one like this, it's humongous, and it lives in my front room now, and it does really good. So I figured this one would be kind of the same thing. And oh yeah, you could see the variegation really nice there. It's beautiful. It has that really bright neon green leaf. Not as like yellow as the neon pothos, but just real bright chartreuse maybe? I don't know. Yeah, I love it with all my heart, and I wasn't expecting to buy this. This one is also a Costa Farms plant. It was $20.98. And I think I'm going to put it right here on this shelf here because the neon pothos really likes the light in here, and I think this one will do really good too. Okay, on to the reason I went to Home Depot in the first place. This giant basket of Variegated Hoya compacta. And I know what you're thinking. I thought you were never gonna buy a hanging basket from Costa Farms ever again, unless it was a Pothos or a Philodendron. So I feel very good about the Pothos. I don't feel very good about this one, but I couldn't, on principle, I could not leave it there. Although I have had this plant before, it is no longer with us. I don't feel any more confident buying the bigger one like I do buying the bigger Pothos, because I have had hanging baskets of Hoya, different plants from Costa Farms in these big sizes that just die so quickly. And I am expecting this one to mostly perish, which is a weird thing to expect of this beautiful plant. But I saw this on Pretty Foliage's Instagram. She was doing like a little Instagram story of Home Depot and she showed this and I was like, no freaking way. This was also $20.98. Can you believe it? Crazy. It's from Costa Farms as well. I literally went to Home Depot the next day after work, which was yesterday, and I couldn't believe it. There were two of them there. Both of them are so heavy and overloaded with water. So I also bought me a terracotta pot so I could do an emergency repot of this plant real quick. The pot was $7.47 for this big one here. And I was really excited about this plant. I couldn't believe they had it. I mean, this plant is so expensive to even just buy a little small one, and to buy this whole thing for $20.98, I couldn't believe it. So I'm gonna do a little emergency repot on this baby real quick because I want to get it out of here. They had a bunch of really beautiful Hoyas. They had the Hoya Bertone. There's the one that's Bertone, and then there's another one that looks very, very similar, and they always get confused. They had one there labeled Bertone, but it doesn't look like the one that I have that was called Bertone, but they had a big one like this. It was so beautiful. The leaf shape was so nice, but I could just see the plant's future, which was not looking good. Most of the Hoyas, if not all of them that I've had in these big containers, have died. They die very, very quickly. And I just think it's because they're in the plastic with so much like waterlogged soil. So I'm going to repot this right now. But those are the plants I bought recently, my beautiful unnamed Alocasia. And I got a comment on my favorites video, I think, or plants that are making me happy, one of those videos where I showed the Alocasia purple cloak and someone said it's not a purple cloak. Actually, several comments were saying it's mislabeled. Someone said it, well, I don't know if it is a purple cloak, to be honest. It was just labeled that. Someone said it's a pink dragon. I am 90% sure it's not a pink dragon because I also have a pink dragon, and that's not it. But this one, I don't know what it is at all. So if you're an Alocasia expert, let me know. To me, it looks like a cuprea, but it also isn't the same color, but let me know. But yes, I'm gonna go get my supplies, which is just my repotting tray and maybe a different soil, and I will be right back. I forgot I also had this pot, the one that I was gonna pot my, what was I gonna put in here, the Bobsea? So this might fit in there too. I didn't go get the whole tray, I don't know, I just couldn't be bothered to go outside and go get it. And I think I'm gonna use this soil here, the same one I used for that Bobsea. This is just like an aeroid soil mix I got from Cactus Club. I don't have any other soil, I forgot. I went to Osuna that day to buy soil and I just shopped for plants instead. Dang, I'm out of breath. I am so out of shape. I just carry this heavy pot in here and I'm just like, oh goodness gracious. Okay, so this plant, I can't get over it. If you guys are like want this plant, go check out Home Depot. Holy crap. Let's see, I feel like it doesn't fit. And in the other pot it fits perfectly. And since this soil is so wet, I feel like a lot of it's gonna fall off as I'm trying to pot it. And you know what? I think I am gonna try to go for this pot here instead of that one. I don't know, I just feel it, but we shall see. I should have just gone to get the tray and I didn't. It's okay. Let's take off this hanger. I actually do like to save these hangers that Costa Farms uses because they're good ones. They attach to a lot of different pots, but they twist, which is amazing when you have like a front of your plant and a back of your plant. They're easy to swing your plant around and adjust on there. All right, this beauty. Oh, I'm so excited with life right now. I'm worried about it though, because the last Hoya I bought like this was the Pothos Jina, and that thing just went down the toilet so fast. I am expecting a similar outcome here, but let's hope it doesn't happen, you know? Okay, let's pull this baby out. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, go. Well, it has a lot of roots, a lot of stuff holding it together, so I'm not going to use that small pot after all. I'm going to use this one because this was too big for that. And since it's like pretty held together, I don't want to disturb it and make it fall apart too much. I went and grabbed a little mesh screen to put in there to cover up that gigantic drainage hole. And I'm going to put some soil on the bottom in here. I'm not a big chunky mix fan, but I feel like with this Hoya that's so wet, this would definitely, I think, benefit from this kind of soil. Oh my gosh, the other day, I went on a repotting spree and I was repotting a lot of Alocasias, and in a video recently I said I was going to go around and put new soil on top of everything with some fertilizer. I was doing that. I also took all my Alocasias out and cleaned them all for spider mites and repotted some of them. One of them had a whole earthworm living inside of it. I'll put a picture here on the screen. When I took it out of the pot, I thought it was a millipede because that's like more of a common thing that I find in plants sometimes. But it was a whole earthworm just living in there. What was it doing? I have no idea. But I had never changed that soil before, so it was in there when I bought it. That poor little worm. All right, and now, is that gonna be, hold on. I feel like, no. I feel like no. Okay, you know what? It's too big. Wait, was that part stuck in there? Let me see. You know what? We're just gonna have to push it. Push it real good. I thought it wasn't gonna fit, but I think Hoyas like to be a little tight in their pots anyway, right? We're just gonna go with that. Yeah, it fits good. I don't know if I could really do anything. I was worried that I was gonna put that layer of soil on the bottom, and then when I put the new plant that there was gonna be a gap in between the plant and it wasn't gonna be touching the bottom. But this looks, I mean, I don't know, feels fine. I'm hoping it'll dry out pretty soon. I think I'm gonna put it outside to help it dry out because this plant is so beautiful. Look how good it looks in its new home. I think I am gonna put it outside and try to let it dry off. Oh no, I cracked off a piece. But that is that. So that is my little plant haul and my emergency repot. I mean, come on. I hope, and I'm gonna try my best with this plant because I see the plant's future just based on my other experiences with Hoyas like this from Costa Farms and those big old hanging baskets. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try my best with it, which is why I feel like I needed to repot it immediately, and we shall see. But if you have any tips on the variegated version, let me know. I do feel like I should have switched out the soil a little bit more and used a little more of this and a little less of the like moisture retentive soil that it comes with. But I feel like I would have messed up the whole plant and it would have been a whole thing, and I feel more comfortable doing it like this. But we'll see. I'm not giving up on it just yet, although its future is looking bleak. But anyway, that is it. That's my little plant haul. Let me know if you have found the variegated Hoya compacta at Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever they sell Costa Farms. Let me know what you're finding because I want to find it. I want a BTA so bad. I might go do that today. Maybe a little plant shopping video. I don't know. We'll see how the day goes. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Goodbye. I just want to keep playing with it. It's just so cool.